Dennis James will show him the green flag. When they come into the quad oval, Kyle Busch will get onto the gas, and there we go. 2 laps of racing to go at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
He spun the wheels just a little bit. You saw his truck wiggle, but not enough to allow Terry Cook to get beside him.
Terry Cook's so close so he can taste victory, Phil. He slides up the track, Kyle Busch does. Terry keeps his truck low, but Kyle maintains the momentum.
Here comes Ted Musgrave. Musgrave trying to make the move on Terry Cook. He gets right up behind him as they go through 3 and 4. It's Kyle Busch, Terry Cook, Ted Musgrave coming out of 4.
White flag, 1 more lap.
They're all in line. It's hard to pass on the bottom when they've got their tires locked to the white line. Ted Musgrave right up behind Terry Cook. Kyle Busch slides up to the wall as they go down the backstretch.
Ted Musgrave trying to make Terry Cook loose down there in that end of the corner. Was not able to make it happen.
Here comes Kyle Busch looking for his first ever win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. As he comes out of turn number 4, across the start-finish line, Kyle Busch will win.
Oh, Steve Park and Johnny Benson side by side for 4th place.
What a terrific job by Richie Waters, Kyle Busch, that entire Billy Ballou team. Their 2nd win as a team. They won Las Vegas with Shane Meal.
This race, Kyle Busch started 5th. At the end of 1 lap, he was leading.
Well, you just watch this.
Green flag flies. Here we go.
He got a great start.
Racing to go.
That was one of them. Now he's going after Terry Cook on the inside. Again, he's going to hold it down. He's going to hold that truck wide open. He drives by Terry Cook. Now he's going to look to the outside of the 75 of David Starr.
There he goes, around Starr.
Not a lot of room. He gets very close to the wall as he goes down the backstretch. Ricky Craven just in front of him.
Here comes Bobby Labonte and Bobby Hamilton right behind him. They're cutting a trail to the front.
And look at the closing rate. Kyle Busch goes by Todd Cleaver. As they go by the tri-oval, Kyle Busch in 4th position.
I'm telling you, he's got 2 laps to go. He's not that far behind. I think Kyle Busch is going to win this race.
He beat him a second that lap. Over a second, Phil, coming through traffic. He outrun the leader. Now he's driving around Kyle Dine for 3rd. He might be leading by the time they take the white.
As you mentioned, he's got fresh tires. He can go where they're not.
And he is wide open. Some of these guys having to feather the accelerator as they come by the start-finish line. 1 lap of racing to go. Jack Sprague just in front of Johnny Benson, and Kyle Busch has moved to 3rd.
He needs to get one on this corner, and then he needs to get our leader, Jack Sprague, the next corner. I think he's going to do it.
On the bottom of the racetrack, Kyle Busch able to hug the white line as he goes through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Jack Sprague will try to block. Can he block Kyle Busch? Kyle Busch looks high. They go through 3 and 4. Here comes Jack Sprague up high, and here comes Johnny Benson. Benson's going to slide out of 4. Sprague's going to slide out of 4, and Kyle Busch is going to win this race.
What kind of finishes can we have here?
Bobby Labonte got hit hard by the 50 truck.
And then the 75 came along, but what amazing finishes we've had here at Atlanta.
Almost coming out of 4. They were 4 wide. Johnny Benson got loose. He started to spin. Jack Sprague got loose. He started to spin. Kyle Busch drives right by. We see Bobby Labonte climbing out of that 47. A very good sight to see him able to get out under his own power.
Great to see Bobby's limping a little bit. He took a
widest margin of victory ever at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Only 3 races run before, but man, what a performance Kyle Busch has put on tonight, as he has 3 seconds between himself and Terry Cook with just 1 lap remaining.
All he's got to do is make it back, Rick, and it's his.
Easy, easy, easy.
Yeah, spotter telling him to be easy, be easy. You got a big lead. He's going to clear both those trucks by the time he gets to turn number 3.
Through 3 and out of 4, here comes the 51 of Kyle "Rowdy" Busch, winning at Lowe's.
Hell yeah, boys, that's it! Woo-hoo-hoo! Schooled them today!
That's for sure. They did school him. They had a great battle between Dennis Setzer and Matt Crafton for the 7th position.
Passed a couple trucks in the last 2 or 3 laps. If Mike Skinner can get by those 2 trucks, that would be 10 more points.
He would regain the lead. Right now, he's 4 points down behind Hornaday, and the white flag has come out. The final lap here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch in front of the 33 of Ron Hornaday.
Johnny Benson continues to run in 3rd. Mark Martin 4th, and Mike Skinner 5th.
This is a great performance by Mike Skinner. He didn't have the truck he wanted all day long, but he was able to maximize the effort.
Coming out of turns 3 and 4, it is Kyle Busch looking at the checkered flag.
That's right, Rowdy is back, baby.
Rowdy Busch, Kyle Busch winning it at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
What a great performance by Kyle Busch and Richie Waters, that entire team. Terrific job there.
There enough time. They come out of turn number 4. White flag goes in the air.
He's definitely catching him. I think he's going to run out of time, though. Is Johnny Benson going to finish ahead of Mike Skinner? He's 1 truck in front of him. Will he let him go back by and get those 4 points?
I cannot imagine that Johnny Benson would not let Mike Skinner go by with a championship at stake here.
Down the backstretch, our leader, Kyle Busch, holding off the 33 of Ron Hornaday. Kyle Busch looking to win his 6th career win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Looking out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air. He'll win the Phoenix 150.
Whoever would have thought you. Good job, boys. Richie Waters, everybody. Billy, thank you.
Unbelievable. Johnny Benson stays in front of Mike Skinner.
Always going to be on the gas running up front. What a terrific record they have together.
Yeah, that's it. You know, Rowdy Busch. And Rowdy's saying, I ain't got no rowdy friends. I'm in a league of my own, boys.
An impressive finish for him a week ago at Daytona. He made the move to the outside, tried to get that pass. Still hanging the back end of that truck out as he's got himself about a 3-second lead over Todd Bodine.
They told him last week, you know, early in the 500, take it easy, and he said, ain't no way.
Doesn't know how to. Kyle Busch, so strong in whatever vehicle he gets into.
He stays busy running all 3 of these series. In his spare time, he runs a late model car.
He needs to practice.
A lot of seat time, and another checkered flag is going to fly for the 51 with Kyle Busch behind the wheel, winning the San Bernardino County 200.
Dadgum, good job right there, boys.
Guys, great truck. Great truck.
Started back in the 20th spot. Was running 6 at the end of, what, 8 or 10 laps here?
He told us he didn't think starting back in the 20th spot was going to hamper his efforts much, and he did.
The white flag goes in the air. 1 lap of racing to go. Kyle Busch leading Ron Hornaday 0.3 of a second.
Mike Skinner jumped up into the 3rd position, his highest position of the race.
Kyle Busch looking to make it back-to-back wins in the 2008 season.
Look at him run the low side of the track. He's just trying to break that draft off of Hornaday so he has nothing to pull up to, and he doesn't have anything to pull up to. Kyle Busch will bring this thing home off 4.
This will be the 3rd win at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the trucks for Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch wins the American Commercial Lines 200. Green in the air at Bristol.
Todd has 2 laps or about 30 seconds to do something with Kyle Busch.
He had a great restart, but again, Kyle Busch pulling away 3 trunk lengths as they go into turn number 3. Kyle Busch, the white flag will be in the air. 1 lap of racing to go for Kyle.
Kyle's got a couple truck lengths on Todd.
Todd Bodine trying to reel him in. It's the same distance, though, as they enter turn number 3. Kyle Busch will win his 3rd race of 2008.
500, but he got caught up in that wreck, so this has to make him feel so good. Mike, you're right. I think he could sweep the weekend here in all 3 series.
White flag for Rowdy Busch. 56th start in the Camping World Truck Series, seeking to win California for the 2nd year in a row.
A lot of guys are going to want to see those right side tires, I can tell you that.
And I'd say a lot of guys from the other series because it's the same tire. But
exactly.
Just think about it, Mike. 9 years ago, they told him, you can't race. You're not old enough. Right here at Auto Club Speedway.
Driving for Billy Ballou.
And that's a real special relationship, too.
Yep.
Good job, Doug.
Doug George, the crew chief, Billy Ballou, the owner, and Rowdy. Kyle Busch wins the San Bernardino County 200, his 10th career victory in the Camping World Truck Series. Their 2nd And Todd Bodine, Chad McCumbee for third.
Kyle Busch wobbles coming out of 4, and that closes the gap now. 1 to go. Kyle Busch in front of Kevin Harvick.
Ooh, Harvick lost a little ground there.
All over the back bumper. Kyle Busch came down when they came into turn number 1, closed the door. Let's see if Kevin Harvick has anything for him. 3 truck lengths separate the 2 as they enter turn 3.
Oh, he's sideways. He gets a little sideways early in the corner.
Sideways again. Here comes Kevin Harvick coming out of turn number 4. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. Kyle Busch will win again. 4 wins at this racetrack for Kyle Busch.
What an awesome job by Kyle Busch, hanging onto that truck sideways and holding off Kevin Harvick.
And he had his hands full.
1 lap remaining at Bristol to make it 2 wins in a row at this race facility.
Just a textbook performance for that team tonight. He was fast. They hit their pit strategy head on perfect. And now he drives off turn 4 and takes the checkered flag at Bristol.
Kyle Busch, the spoiler for Ron Hornaday at Bristol Motor Speedway, but Kyle Busch gets back to victory lane in NASCAR. White flag will go in the air one more time around Chicagoland Speedway.
You're watching a cat that's doing some special things in NASCAR racing right now. Got the win at Bristol last Saturday night, and then this weekend trying to win on Friday night in Chicago.
Championship battle continues between Hornaday and the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Got to be painful for Matt to watch. That position isn't significant. They're on different laps, but Matt knows that Hornaday's riding along in 11th and he's in 14th.
The inaugural race at Chicagoland Speedway. The victor, Kyle Busch.
All right, second flag. Good job, bud.
2 in a row for Kyle Busch.
He wins for the 4th time in 2009. Remember 2008? He never won after Bristol. He did it about a week later.
Coming out of turn number 4, Kyle Busch is going to make it 3 in a row in the Camping World Truck Series. He wins the Heluva Good 200.
Yeah.
He wins a hell of a good 200. That was a great 200.
The Heluva Good.
Yes.
Except for the last 30 seconds.
All right, thanks, Max. Mateo's waiting for you.
First green-white checkered ever at Talladega Superspeedway. Kyle Busch just in front of Eric Almirola. Green flag back in the air.
Or if I'm Kyle Busch, I'm awfully glad I've got my teammate behind me. There's a bunch of other trucks that aren't his teammates, though.
Well, Kyle Busch made a decision with about 7-8 laps to go. He hadn't figured out how to win this race yet. He's always been trailing on the last lap. I think he decided he wanted to be leading on the last lap to try to figure out how to win it.
Strategy here, stay on the bottom of the racetrack the whole time? Or do you try to block?
Oh, both. I mean, you're going to go wherever the trucks behind you go. You're going to commit to stay on that bottom line if you're leading, but then here comes somebody you're going to have to block.
Todd Bodine goes up high. Eric Almirola tries to block him. They go through the speedy dry. No problems there. Here comes Bodine to the outside of Kyle Busch for the lead.
Coming down to 1 lap to go.
Come on, still got some help.
A huge run for Todd Bodine. He had help from the 88. Now he moves in front of Kyle Busch. He makes the pass. 1 lap of racing to go when they cross the stripe. Todd Bodine looking to make it 5 in a row on the super speedways.
Anything happens now, it's Todd Bodine's race. The caution flies, he wins.
Matt Crafton still has a bit of a run on the outside. He's even with the 51 of Kyle Busch.
And he has Colin Brown behind him, one of the stronger trucks today. Can that outside line move? Down the backstretch they go.
Look at them all moving around, all the bump drafting going on.
Todd Bodine, Kyle Busch, 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Here comes the 88 of Matt Crafton. A good push from the 6 of Colin Brown. He gets shuffled back. Todd Bodine goes up high. Now they're moving 2 and 3 wide out of turn 4. Todd Bodine hugging that yellow line as they come out of turn 4. Just the triangle to go. 4 wide through the triangle. Here comes Kyle Busch. He goes to the outside as they come to the stripe. Kyle Busch will win at Talladega.
Good job, dude. Good job.
What a move by Kyle Busch and his teammate Eric Almirola.
They figured it out. Kyle figured it out. All he needed was a teammate behind him.
What a finish.
Buddy. Good job, man.
Kyle Busch continues to add to his unbelievable numbers. His 15th
You
win.
got it, dude. Thank you so much, guys.
1 lap of racing to go from Texas.
That's going to have to do something quick. Doesn't gain anything there. If he gains anything, it's minimal.
Kyle Busch has won at California and Atlanta. And then the last 4 races he's been in: Bristol, Chicago, New Hampshire, and Talladega. Can he add Texas to the list and start off his weekend for the trifecta? Kyle Busch comes to the start-finish line. Kyle Busch wins in Texas.
Matt Crafton makes it to second. Let's see if Hornaday can stay.
Out of turn 4. White flag goes in the air. 1 to go for Kyle Busch. Kevin Harvick, 0.6 of a second behind at the stripe. Some trucks between Kyle Busch and the finish line.
Looked like Kevin lost the front end down there, trying so hard. Looked like he lost a little ground.
I guarantee he's gritting his teeth. He can just see Kyle slipping away from him.
The last time Kyle Busch went to victory lane here, he was handed a guitar. He decided he would hit it on the ground to try to distribute the pieces to his teammates. We'll find out what he does here. He wins for Kyle Busch Motorsports.
Come on, get you some of that.
First win for Kyle Busch in his own truck. That's got to be a great feeling.
Scheduled to go 134 laps. When they come to the start-finish line, it will be 2 to go. This is not a green-white checker. This is to finish the race under regulation distance. Will it get done? Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch on the outside gets a good start. Todd Bodine tucks in behind that 18 as they go into turn number 1.
Guys are going to run through this corner wide open. Look at Elliott Sadler on the inside of James Buescher in a battle for 4th.
Todd Bodine right behind the 18, trying to draft off that 18 truck as they go into turn 3. Here comes the 33 of Hornaday. Hornaday trying to get on the inside of the 30 of Todd Bodine. Out of turn 4 through the quad oval. White flag in the air. 1 to go for Kyle Busch.
Let's see if Todd can make a run. He's going to go to the high side just for a second. Now he pulls back in behind him.
Kyle Busch down the backstretch. 3 truck lengths right in front of Todd Bodine. Bodine, one last chance, going through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch coming out of turn number 4. All he can see is the checkered flags. He wins in Charlotte.
Needs to be on his toes here too. If that 18 truck doesn't go, he's got to be able to figure out how to get around him.
And look at that right comes out of turn number 4. Kyle Busch into the gas. Green flag out. He's got it through 1 and 2. And he's checking out down the backstretch. Does he have enough?
How about Todd Bodine racing up in the top 5 right now?
Here comes Hornaday to the inside of Mike Skinner. Got to spin. White flag out. As they spin behind him,
caution flag.
Kyle Busch took the white flag. We'll see if NASCAR says it's official. Kyle Busch was across the stripe when the accident was happening behind him in turn 4. And listen, you can almost hear it. It almost sounded like
checkered flag is in the hand of the flag person.
Sure enough. Kyle Busch will win 3 in a row at Bristol. You could hear the motor blubber a little bit. It sounded like on that 18 when he came through 3 and 4. But he's got enough to get the win.
Austin Dillon's not happy with Matt Crafton. They were kind of shoving on each other coming down the front straightaway.
Kyle Busch breaking the rear end free a little bit, trying to get those tires cleaned up as they come out of turn number 4. Our first attempt at a green-white checker finish. Green flag is in the air. A great restart by the 18, a slow restart by the 33 of Hornaday.
Looked like Ron missed his shift. He had a big run on Todd Bodine. He was going to be able to make his life even more difficult, but his momentum was lost. Now it's up to Kyle Busch and Todd Bodine to settle it between them.
Down the backstretch they go. The 17 of Timothy Peters making a run. Or Justin Lofton, excuse me, in the 7 making a run.
What about Justin up in the top 5?
For the second week in a row, potentially.
Coming out of turn 4. Kyle Busch now. We'll see the white flag one more time around Chicago.
What's Todd going to do? Is he going to try to get to the outside of him, Michael?
I think he's going to tuck down low there and see if he can do something with him in the other end. Runs the same tire tracks that Kyle Busch runs off turn 2. Kyle tries to block to the bottom. Todd stays high.
Down the backstretch they go. A 2-truck link advantage for Kyle Busch as they enter turn number 3. Kyle Busch trying to make it 2 wins in a row. The only driver to win at Chicagoland, and he will keep it perfect.
Chicago is Kyle's town.
2 for 2 in the Truck Series here in Chicago. And 4 NASCAR victories in a row.
Kyle Busch continues his winning ways. Crafton, Crawford, and Dillon.
Biggest restart of James Buescher's life right here.
Coming out of turn number 4, he chose the outside line. James Buescher on the outside, Kyle Busch on the inside, back in the gas. Green flag in the air. Buescher has a great restart as he goes into turn number 1. Can he clear him and hold on to him? Here comes Kyle Busch battling back. Buescher back up the racetrack, side by side, and Kyle Busch has the lead down the backstretch.
Into the outside wall, Kyle Busch.
Here comes Kevin Harvick, though. Harvick is able to work back up and battle for second now.
Kyle Busch cut James Buescher off. It put Busch into the wall, but he's still got the lead, Phil.
Coming out of 4, white flag goes in the air, 1 to go. Kyle Busch, James Buescher, and Kevin Harvick. 1, 2, 3.
I thought that maybe Kyle Busch would have some damage from bouncing off the wall. It doesn't look like it's enough to slow him down much. You can see the damage on the right side.
He's got white concrete all in his wheels and on his tires down the side of the truck, but he's driving away with the win.
Wrecking behind him is the 81 of David Starr. That will bring out
no caution.
The checkered so far as they come in at turn number 4. Kyle Busch is going to win in New Hampshire. 21st career win for Kyle Busch. How about that finish?
Way to go, guys. Heck of a team effort right there, boys. KB, that's positive.
James Buescher had a great restart. I got to get all messed up again, don't I, Rick?
Here comes the field. Eric Almirola,
What's wrong?
Sauter,
Chris
Kyle
Fontaine's
Busch.
out of gas.
Fontaine slow on the bottom of the track.
Turn
Looks
left,
as though
Chris.
he's got problems. Get on the apron.
Turn left.
Here comes the field. Green flag back in the air. Almirola on the inside. Sauter on the outside, running second. Kyle Busch down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to push Eric Almirola.
There's Austin Dillon, Jason White, Johnny Sauter.
Remember, there's already a plan in effect with the 51 of Almirola and the 18 of Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch talked to Almirola before this race. I'll help you around the racetrack. You did it for me last year. How about Jay White? He moved to the outside. Will he get help?
Yes, it looks like the 31 of James Buescher is going to try to go with him.
There's the 84, Chris Fontaine. Stopped. He's on pit road.
Yeah, he's only 1 pit away from the last pit stall, so he's out of the way right now. We can finish this thing.
Oh, Buescher bailed on Jay White. Jay White's in trouble.
Jay White's going to start dropping back now. Through the tri-oval, they will see the white flag. 1 lap of racing to go from Talladega.
1 lap, bud. Watch your mirrors.
Austin Dillon, he was on the outside. Does he get any help? No, they're going to hang him out.
He got rooted out too. When will Kyle Busch make his move on Almirola? How does he make his move?
Or will he make his move? Almirola pushed him to the win a year ago.
They were teammates. They're not now.
Still in line. Still in line.
He'll try to jump around that 51 truck.
Down the backstretch, getting ready to come into turn number 3 for the final turn here at Talladega.
We've got a long way to go to the start-finish line.
Almirola in front of Kyle Busch. Back behind him, Sauter.
Bring it to the checker. Bring it to the checker.
And the 88 of Matt Crafton. Are they going to make the move? Here comes Sauter looking to the inside. Almirola in front of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to move to the inside. It's a drag race. They're 3 wide at the stripe. It looked as though Kyle Busch may have outlasted Almirola 2/1000ths of a second.
Holy cow.
Unbelievable.
I think you got it, bud.
3 wide at the stripe. Kyle Busch gets it by 2/1000ths of a minute or a second.
Kyle Busch tried to upset the truck of Almirola. He tried to get in the back of it.
Hell yeah.
Get him wiggling around and make the move to the inside, and it worked perfectly.
That's really
Johnny
cool.
Sauter looks as though scored 3rd in this one. He was 29/1000ths of a second back. Coming out of turn number 4, a little bit of a wiggle.
He doesn't have very far to go, and it's not going to take him long to get there.
White flag out. Final lap from Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch looking to get to victory lane once again.
Johnny Sauter doing all he can do to try to catch that 18 truck.
Johnny's just saying, slip, Kyle. Do something. Give me a break. Give me something to hope for here. Look how close.
The 25-year-old from Las Vegas, Nevada, continues to rack up the numbers in the Camping World Truck Series. Here is career win number 23 for Kyle Busch.
There you go, boys. Good job. Way to go. Woo-hoo! Success.
You're the man, dude. Thank you.
You the man, dude. I don't think anybody could argue with that. I don't think anybody in this arena would argue with that.
Has won 7 races this season. White flag goes in the air. 1.5 miles remaining in 2010.
What an incredible season that young man has had. First season as an owner.
He's going to win over 50% of the races that he starts.
And winning that owner's championship, it's a statement. He says, look, I got championship winning equipment. We put a driver in this truck next year. We get a good sponsor for him. We can win the driver and the owner's championship.
Year 1 championship right away. Way to go, boys.
Got a
Hell
battle
yeah.
for second, looking like it's shaping up back there. Can
Thank you,
Sauter
ladies and gentlemen,
make a
boys
move on
and girls.
Hornaday?
That right there is the KB show.
Kyle Busch wins the race at Homestead Miami Speedway. He clinches the owner's championship. Todd Bodine will be able to celebrate his championship.
Pretty good separation till this battle back here for the 7th spot with Crafton and Johnson.
Busch, Boyer, Hornaday, Sauter, and Dillon, your top 5. It has been a 2-truck race tonight. The 18 of Kyle Busch and the 2 of Clint Boyer. Coming at it, turn number 4.
All right, we did it, boys. Good job. Woo!
They definitely did it, dominating at Phoenix International Raceway. Turn number 4 and into the trioval. Kyle Busch will see the white flag go in the air. One more time around.
You think Kyle Busch was on a mission after he lost that lead to Ron Hornaday?
Oh, yes. No question about it.
Now Hornaday trying to hold off the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr. A great run.
Hornaday
a bobble by the 33. Down to the inside goes the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr. They race down the backstretch for second.
Here comes the 17. He's taking a look underneath the Ron Hornaday.
Nelson Piquet Jr. trying to hold it on the bottom of the racetrack. Way up the track goes Hornaday. Timothy Peters is going to take third away. Coming through the trioval, it's Kyle Busch winning at Nashville.
They come 3 wide across the line, 23-4, and I think it was Cole Webb. Man, that was a race.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. Awesome job, Eddie DeHutt. Way to wheel that thing, Mr. Busch. That's awesome.
26th career win in just his 89th start.
2 victories for Kyle Busch. He's taking the white flag, looking for the 3rd one.
White flag goes in the air. 1 more mile here at Dover. Looking for the weekend sweep as well. He's got to start it off right here in the Truck Series. And big crash. Nelson Piquet Jr. and Timothy Peters. That will bring out. Well, right now we haven't seen the caution, but it is out, so that makes it official. Kyle Busch will win at Dover, the first repeat winner in 12 years.
What an amazing drive by Cole Witt, though, to end up with a runner-up finish. Led this race, showed how strong he was, ends up with his career best finish of 2nd.
Matt Crafton, 3rd. Austin Dillon, Harvick up to 5th. You see Nelson Piquet Jr.
He was making great time down on the bottom of the racetrack. Couldn't get there because of the slower truck that he had to go around and look at the ground. He lost to Kyle Busch.
And the battle continues. The 33 losing spots. Nelson Piquet Jr. gets turned around.
No caution. We're still green.
Stay green. White flag is out.
Hornaday up the racetrack. James Buescher got in front of him. Kyle Busch has 3 truck links, now 4 on Clint Boyer as they work through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch comes out of turn number 4 into the quad oval. He'll win his 28th Camping World Truck Series race.
What a job by Kyle Busch. We continue to talk about it.
Green-white checker finish. It's the 3rd one of 2011, the 3rd time it's happened at Kentucky. Coming back through the trioval, Kyle Busch, Jason White, 1 and 2. Green flag back in the air.
A good start by Kyle. Look at Elliott Sadler making it 3 wide for 2nd.
Parker Kligerman on the outside trying to take 2nd away as well. Kligerman with the momentum on the outside. He's going to get 2nd away from Elliott Sadler.
Elliott got really, really loose. That puts him in the middle of 3 wide.
Jason White back to the bottom, trying to grab third away from Sadler, but look at Brendan Gaughan on the outside, bringing Todd Bodine with it.
Brendan Gaughan moves up to third. Bodine moves into the fourth spot. Can Parker Kligerman reel in the 18? One lap of racing to go when they get to the stripe. White flag in the air.
Todd Bodine, we haven't hardly talked about the entire race. He's running fourth right now, trying to get third away from his teammate.
Parker Kligerman trying to find a way around the 18 of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch trying to hang on with a truck he didn't think could win tonight.
He's got to make 2 more turns, and it's going to go straight to victory lane, Rick.
Kyle Busch in the Dollar General number 18 didn't practice earlier this morning in the truck, but he didn't need it. Victory lane is the next stop for the 18 of Kyle Busch.
3 wide for the 6th spot. What a battle in that green-white checker those guys were having.
Elliott Sadler came off the corner 8th, and he was able to get back by those 2 other trucks that were 3 wide with him. But how about Kyle Busch? We talked about it, Michael. Nobody we would rather have for a lap or 2 after a restart.
Separating the top 2. Austin Dillon being scored in the top spot now. This time by. White flag flies for Kyle Busch.
He knows right now that there will not be a green-white checker. All he has to do is get that thing back around here another 3/4 of a lap.
Kyle Busch, when running in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, has always been a favorite whenever entered. This time may be the most dominant performance we've ever seen by Kyle Busch behind the wheel of that Toyota Tundra. Coming out of turn number 4, Kyle Busch wins his 30th Truck Series race.
Hell yeah, brother. Good, nice job this weekend, guys.
Yeah, I think that might be an understatement. Yeah.
Austin Dillon. This time by. White flag in the air. One more time to go for Kyle Busch.
10th of a second that lap. Brendan gained on Kyle.
He's just right. He can taste it, Phil. He's so close he can taste it, but he just can't close the gap.
Yeah, he won't get these. Take your mark 347 back.
Here the spotter letting him know the distance between Kyle Busch and Brendan Gaughan. Working his way out of turn number 4. This is going to be his 5th win at Charlotte. Kyle Busch wins again.
That feels good, buddy. That feels really good. Thank you, guys. Good work on the truck, man. I appreciate all you guys digging in, man. It's been a hellacious start, but good job.
Go in the air. Kyle Busch a lap away.
How about the 98 of Johnny Sauter with all the troubles he's had right now running in the 7th spot?
A great recovery for the 94 of Chase Elliott as well as he runs in the 4th position.
Dover's all about some perseverance, isn't it? We've seen a lot of teams work really hard, working on their trucks, making adjustments, and it's going to pay off for this man.
Kyle Busch looking to go back-to-back. He wins in Charlotte. He comes to Dover and takes the checkered flag here as well.
On the inside for Timothy Peters.
Here comes Timothy Peters. 1 lap to go. Side by side going into turn 1. White flag is in the air. Timothy Peters moving to the inside. Kyle Busch on the outside. The final 2 turns. Coming out of turn number 4. Timothy Peters. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch will win. Peters will slide.
And it hard into the inside wall.
Contact made just as they were crossing the stripe. Kyle Busch wins. Timothy Peters finishes 2nd.
Oh, what a night in Bristol. Listen to the crowd.
And nothing Kyle Busch did to cause that. Timothy Peters was just racing hard. Kyle had the momentum from the high side. It pulled him by. You see Matt Crafton down there with a little contact with the 18 of Joey Coulter.
Crafton. White flag one more time. One more lap from Chicagoland. White flag in the air.
That's the 81 of Kenny Wallace down there that they're lapping by. Kenny gives them plenty of room on the high side.
All the way up to the top of the track goes the 51 of Kyle Busch. 19 of Brad Keselowski chasing. Kyle trying to break the draft as they go into 3 and 4 for the final time. Kyle Busch with a 4-truck link lead as they come out of turn number 4. Once again, Kyle Busch is going to win at Chicago.
Great job, Rudy. Good job, guys. Hell yeah. Great job. Thank you, thank you.
And that That's the 5th time Brad Keselowski has finished 2nd in the Camping World Truck Series. The high side, Brendan Gaughan. Down at the bottom of row number 1, Kyle Busch. Pace truck is off, the field behind, the front row. Kyle Busch and Brendan Gaughan. Final restart of the night. Green flag back in the air, we're back underway. Oh, and a little bump. The 29 of Ryan Blaney got into the back of the 62 of Brendan Gaughan.
Blaney's got better tires.
Blaney trying to take 2nd away. 4 wide, 5 wide as they come out of turn 2.
Remember, a caution flag will end this race. See Matt Crafton back there trailing along that lead pack. Ty Dillon's already ahead of him.
Kyle Busch looking for his 35th win in the Camping World Truck Series. Into the wall, a couple trucks go through 3 and 4.
See, Matt Crafton's going to get by him, and that's going to win him the Owners' Championship.
Final lap in the Camping World Truck Series of 2013.
No caution yet, though. He's going to have to hold those guys off, as is Kyle Busch. Is going to have to hold off a very determined Ryan Blaney, who's been into the outside wall once trying to win this race.
Blaney with the momentum. Kyle Busch goes to the bottom of the track, trying to make sure nobody gets a draft as he goes into turn number 3. A big run by the 29.
Here comes Jeb Burton on the bottom of the racetrack.
Coming out of turn number 4, Kyle Busch tries to hold up to 29. Kyle Busch is going to win here at Homestead.
Keep an eye on Crafton.
Coming out of turn number 4, this time by, they're going to see the white flag.
Timothy Peters is driving out of his mirror right now.
White flag in the air, one more time around Daytona.
White flag, one more.
Peters holding his line on the bottom of the racetrack.
Looks like Kyle Busch has fallen off of Peters' tailgate a bit. And that outside line can't keep up the pace right now.
I think that's what Kyle Busch wants. He wants to be able to. Now, here comes Truex up next, side by side with Kyle.
What a run for Truex.
Truex with another run as they enter turn number 3. He's side by side for 2nd. Kyle Busch is boxed in as they come through 3 and 4. Now he's got a little bit of an advantage. Kyle Busch, does he have the momentum? Coming out of turn number 4, he makes the move to the outside. Timothy Peters checks him up high as they come to the stripe. Side by side for the win. It's going to go to Kyle Busch as he crossed the stripe.
Jimmy Willer gets turned around past the start-finish line.
A perfectly timed pass for Kyle Busch. And of course, we got to apologize, a little emotion there in the radio.
What an amazing run to the checker.
Boy, Timothy Peters did all he could do to try to block Kyle Busch. He had to give him a little bit of room.
And that's all Kyle Busch usually needs, is just a little bit of room.
White flag comes out. The 51 of Kyle Busch, a lap away. And the battle continues between the 20 and 32 for that 4th spot. Austin Dillon hanging on to it. Here comes Jeb Burton. He's going to make things interesting.
The next flag will end this race here. Great battle side by side. Now 3 wide almost.
They continue to battle for position. There isn't a battle up front, though. 3-second lead for Kyle Busch over Matt Crafton. Coming across the line. Kyle Busch is going to win at Kansas. A white flag lap for Kyle Busch. 5 times before he has won at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and now he's a mile and a half away from win number 6.
Oh, we got a crash off turn 4.
Crash off of 4. Jeb Burton is involved in it. The white flag has flown.
And that means the race is going to finish just like they're running right now on the racetrack.
Something sitting on the infield smoking. I believe that came off of the 13 of Jeb Burton.
Maybe a piece of, no, that's pretty big chunk right there, isn't it?
Yeah, Jeb needs to shut that baby down and hop out.
That's the radiator.
That's the radiator.
Radiator of the truck is sitting on the infield.
That's a fairly important part.
Yeah. How about the win by Kyle Busch? A dominant performance tonight. He'll come back and get the yellow and the checkered flag. His 38th career win in the Camping World Truck Series, and he gets win number 6 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And that's 4 in a row for him. The last race last year at Homestead, and the only 3 starts he's made this year.
Strong on the high side. Final lap of racing. Kyle Busch looking to remain perfect. Starting on the pole again at Dover. Looking for his 4th win of 2014. Coming out of turn number 4. He'll win again.
Way to go, guys.
The next flag that Kyle Busch will see will be the white flag. Across the stripe he goes. The next flag ends this race. Kyle Busch out in front, looking for his 5th win of the 2014 season.
Talk about dominating a series when he's in it. Wow.
No one has had anything for Kyle Busch when he has entered a truck race. Such a dominant performance, and it doesn't just end in the 2014 season. He won in 2013 as well. Kyle Busch will win again in Kentucky. Good battle.
See him some more this year.
Yeah, back in the truck next week at New Hampshire, and also will be with us in 2 weeks' time at Las Vegas.
40, white flag, one more.
White flag for Kyle Busch. One more lap around Chicagoland Speedway, and he will have his 4th win in 5 tries at this mile-and-a-half facility.
What a dominating performance by that $51 General Toyota.
You start in the back. You don't sit in the truck until it's time to go green. No problems for the kid out of Las Vegas.
Go to the back.
Way to do it again, boys. Awesome job. Thank you. Nice work, everybody.
Checkered flag, Kyle Busch, a winner at Chicago.
Keep your head on all day, bud. I know.
This overtime's making me nervous for him. Not only the tires, but for fuel as well.
Kuroga chooses the inside lane. Green, white, checker finish here at Texas. Crossover move, Timothy Peters. Pushing Kyle Busch in that outside lane.
Kuroga's fighting back on the bottom.
Kyle Busch clear off of turn 2. He's back in the race lead. Side by side, teammates for second. Kuroga and Peters. Right behind him, Joey Coulter. Jeb Burton is there. Matt Crafton getting after it in the high lane.
Crafton making it 3 wide, trying to get a couple more spots.
White flag is out. Next flag will end it. Kyle Busch, 1.5 miles away from victory here at Texas.
And they're 3 wide behind him, and that's Tyler Reddick down on the bottom.
Oh, trouble.
There goes Kuroga into the outside wall. Lifted his wheels off the ground. Caution is out. We'll freeze the field.
Unbelievable. Did he just wreck us?
Kyle Busch going to win tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. His 7th victory of the year, the 42nd in his Truck Series career, and the 3rd time he's got the checkered flag here at Texas.
And it's the 12th win for that team this season, too. That's a record-tying win for Kyle Busch Motorsports. What an amazing year for Kyle Busch and that team.
NASCAR will have to go back and look at all the data. You see all the damage to Kuroga's truck. What a valiant effort, though, by Kuroga. Toyota will win the manufacturer's championship.
Has been hotter in any of the NASCAR series. Kyle trying to win for the 2nd time in the truck in as many races. A white flag is out. Ryan Blaney chasing the 51 of Kyle Busch, and the 4 Eric Jones is right there. He crafted up to 6 after that amazing save. He just keeps making ground. Blaney to the bottom. Can he get there? We heard his crew chief talk about the 29 track was a little tight and wanted to push in the turn. That could be the difference. Does he go to the high side? He's been looking at the bottom the whole time. Does he go to the high side here in 3 and 4? Into 3, Blaney takes a peek. Kyle shuts the door. Eric Jones looking on the outside of Blaney. Coming off turn 4, Kyle Busch will win at Michigan.
Byron, the second one in line on the inside of that 9 truck. William Byron is Kyle Busch's teammate, by the way. So here they come, the restart. Overtime at Martinsville. Kyle Busch and John Hunter Nemechek.
Look at the start Nemechek got. He's going to get down into turn 1 up beside Busch.
Great job by William Byron staying dead even with Nemechek. That gives Kyle Busch some moving room there.
He's crossed the overtime line. The next flag ends the race. Oh, the next flag is white. Excuse me. Here's the white flag. Kyle Busch has got it.
John Hunter, a strong run off turn 4 to grab that 2nd spot away from Byron.
Kyle Busch has gapped John Hunter Nemechek. The drought is about to end for Kyle Busch. 30 times before he has not won, but today Kyle Busch wins at Martinsville. John Hunter Nemechek second, William Byron third, Kyle Larson and Timothy Peters routing out the top 5.
This is the door. Look at all those trucks back there. How are they making it? It's the final lap at Charlotte, and Kyle Busch has set sail. Johnny Sauter in second, Christopher Bell in third.
How about that white truck of Ryan Truex in fourth, Timothy Peters in fifth.
Through turn 4, Kyle Busch is going to do it again. His 7th win at Charlotte. Overtime at Bristol.
Great restart by Kyle Busch.
Everyone fighting for position in the pack. Nemechek inside of Sauter for position. The white flag is out. Nemechek and Sauter fighting for third.
Sauter might lose another spot to Grant Enfinger.
Ben Rhodes has eyes on that spot as well, but nobody's going to stop Kyle Busch. He wins at Bristol for the 5th time.
Top 46. Nice work, boys. Thank you.